And because of it, he's in prison. But yet, rather than complaining about his situation, he's still trying to encourage the saints. Listen to me, somebody. Think about him. He's in a bad place, but yet he's still trying to reach somebody. He's still trying to encourage somebody. Now, you need to know that this Philippians book is a book. Philippians is a book of joy, because several times he talks about joy. He lets us know the importance of joy, and he is wanting to God's people, the saints, to live in joy, in the joy of the Lord, in the joy of the kingdom of God. He wants us to understand that we should walk in joy regardless of our circumstances. We're going to put a pin right there. In other words, he said, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the world can't take it away. He's telling the saints of God to stop allowing your circumstances and your condition, y'all ain't talking in here, to hinder your walk in your relationship. Because a lot of times folks will lose their joy when situations come. Things come up that we don't like, we don't feel comfortable with, we get upset, we get discouraged. That's because it wasn't joy to start with. There was happiness. Because happiness is predicated and determined by what's happening. You want some proof? When you got your paycheck and you get to keep all your money because your bills are already paid, y'all ain't talking back to me, you feel happy because you can do extra stuff. But joy comes to play when your money ran out on the 27th and it's 4 more days to go, and you got $4.17 that you got to stretch for 4 more days to payday, but you still got some joy there on the inside because you know I know Jesus and he shall supply all of my needs. There's a difference between joy and happiness, and I believe there's some folks in here that know what I'm talking about, and he was telling them here that this book of joy has got to be down on the inside, because we don't let our circumstances determine our relationship. And we're seeing a time now where the saints of God, I'm talking about us, the saints of God have allowed our circumstances to determine our walk with Jesus. When the Lord is blessing like we want to be blessed, when things are going our way, we'll dance and shout and we'll cha-cha-cha. Y'all ain't talking in here. But soon as things don't go the way we want to go, I'll be back after a while, Lord. I'm going to put my relationship on the ship. But I heard my grandma and them sing a song, and they said, I come out here to stay, Lord, until I die. I come out here to stay, Lord, until I die. I'm not turning back. I'm not going back, because the joy of the Lord is my strength. And even though I got to go through some time, I'm still going to hold on to my relationship with him. I'm still going to hold on, because God been good to me. And God been so good to me that if he don't do nothing else, I'm still going to give him the praise. Is there anybody in this house that's got a praise there on the inside? That's got an in spite of praise. I'm going through hell, but in spite of it, I praise him. I ain't got no money, but in spite of it, I praise him. My body acted up, but in spite of it, I'm still going to praise him. I need somebody to open up your mouth and give God some praise. So he's letting us know here that even though the situation may be bad, I'm still going to hold on to my joy. And because Paul is writing this while he's in prison, but he's teaching the saints. This makes him more than qualified to know what he's talking about. See, it's easy for some folks to try to tell you something, but if they ain't never been through it, baby, come on here. Ain't nothing you can tell me. Don't tell me that God will make a way. When you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth, and you complaining because it won't go. No, I need to talk to some folks that know what it's like to eat oodles or noodles with beanie weenies chopped up in it. I need to talk to some folks that ate ravioli 4 days after a week because there was 4 cans for $1. I need to talk to some people that can been down through some stuff, that can tell me what it was like when they were bound up in sin, and tell me how the Lord brought me out, because Paul was letting them know I done been through these things, and because of what I've been through, I know that the Lord is able. So he says here, listen, he says, says, I'm going through some things here. And he was letting us know here in verse number 10. He said, but all these things that I've experienced, I've seen God move in my life. He said, I've seen miracles take place. I've seen Jesus do some extraordinary things. But that's not enough for me. You know, I want more than this. Sometimes we get comfortable with what little bit of Jesus we have. That's why I tell you, every now and then you got to get back on the altar. Every now and then you got to get refilled. Every now and then you got to get closer to the Lord. You got to get addicted to Jesus, the word, I need more Jesus. The songwriter says, I need just a little more Jesus. Why? To help me along the way. I need more Jesus, because the more Jesus I have, the less stress I'm going to have. The more Jesus I have, the more power I got. The more Jesus I have, the less the enemy can get the victory in my life. Y'all ain't talking in here. So Paul is saying, I need Jesus. He said, listen here. He said, because see, it's one thing here. He said that I desire, I want to know him. I want to know Jesus. I don't want to know about Jesus based on what my parents told me or what my auntie told me. He said, I need to know him. And there's some people right now, they know Jesus based on somebody else's testimony. No, baby, you need your own testimony. You need to go through some things so you can recognize Jesus and know who he is for yourself. There are many people that cannot experience Jesus because every time a situation comes up for them to learn something about him, they don't want to be a part of it. I want to be rescued. I want to be pulled out. But if you want to understand who Jesus is and know Jesus, you got to understand that you got to go through some stuff, baby. You got to understand what it's like to go through the pain of trying to show love to folks that don't love you. Oh, y'all ain't talking in here. I know everybody love y'all. I know when y'all got out of school, y'all were the class presidents, and I know y'all was the most likely to succeed. But sometimes there's going to be some folks that don't care nothing about you, and you got to love the hell out of them. Because no, he ain't. The hell that's inside of some folk, you got to love her to that hell in them come out. Y'all ain't talking in here. You got to go through to understand what Jesus went through. You have to know what it means to have people betray you. Imagine at the Last Supper, they sitting there eating. Judas is sitting there beside him. Judas is sitting there planning on how I'm going to turn him in, how I'm going to set him up. And Jesus knows that he's the one to betray him. But yet I'm going to still sit here. I'm going to play the fool to catch the fool. I know what you're going to do, but I'm going to let you do it anyhow. I'm still going to show you love. Y'all ain't talking in here. And then finally Jesus says, whatever you're going to do, going to do it quickly. I already know what's going there. You got to be able to love people when you know them folks, they got your best interests in mind. Y'all ain't talking in here. Imagine Jesus knowing that I got to be betrayed by some people that were close to me, and I got to be turned on by the same people that I'm here to save. You got me up here in front of all these people here, and you got an opportunity to let me free or let Barabbas be free. And these same people that I've been blessing all this time, I've been healing their kinfolk. I've been feeding them all them fish sandwiches. Y'all read this story before. He said, look here, I did all this for y'all. But get what y'all do. Y'all say, give me Barabbas. Crucify Jesus. Jesus didn't even say nothing. But the Bible said, he said not a mumbling word. I'm here to die for you. But y'all don't, some of y'all don't want to live for me. Oh, come on here, Holy Ghost. Imagine the things that Jesus had to go through. And Paul still says that I want to know him. Meaning I got to go through some things that Jesus had to go through. Imagine Jesus being beaten, 39 stripes, skin getting ripped open, body being broken. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Blood spilling out. And then if that's not enough, they got a nail to an old rugged cross that he had to carry up the side of the mountain. And they nailed him on the cross and they set him up there on display so people can laugh at him and ridicule him and say, I thought you were a son of God. I thought you were somebody. If you who you say you were, you better get yourself down off the cross. Y'all ain't talking in here, but I'm glad that he stayed on the cross because he could have came down, but he stayed there because he know there's somebody that's going going to need to be saved. There's somebody that's going to need to come out of sin. There's somebody going to need to repent. Somebody going to have to get baptized in my name. Somebody going to have to receive my Holy Ghost. I can hear Jesus saying, I got to stay up here because even though some folk don't love me, I love them anyhow. And Paul is saying, I want to know him. I want to know him in this manner. Listen here. When you're going through a rough time, remember that Jesus Christ knows better than you. Why? Because he's already been through it. The Bible said we have not a high priest that can't be touched by the feeling of our infirmities. In other words, he knows what you're going through. So many times we go through things and we feel like nobody understands. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Just wave your hand. And you feel like I'm in here by myself. Ain't nobody been through it. But the Bible says that Jesus going through the same thing. And the reason that he went through is so that we can learn how to go through it. And then when we go through it, we got somebody we can talk to. Because if people ain't been through what you're going through, they not going to understand what you're talking about. But you can have a little talk with Jesus and he understands what you are going through and what you got to go through. And then if that's not enough, it lets us know here that the hurt that you experience when you're going through will cause you to understand the process of what Jesus went through. Why? Because suffering is a call to intimacy with Jesus. I'm going to put a pin right there. What are you saying? I'm telling you that when you suffer, when you go through, you become intimate with Jesus. You can feel what he felt. You can go through what he's going through. You can understand the mindset. For Paul said, let the same mind be in you that be in Christ Jesus, that teaches me how to think the way Jesus thinks, to operate the way Jesus operated. Because when Jesus went through some things, he didn't operate the way we did. He had a different mindset and a different mentality. And when we suffer, baby, our intimacy grows and the same mind will come into us. Y'all ain't talking. Let me say this, that's why some folks, you ain't yet. Y'all ain't talking to some people who've been ready to let them have it. But some say, no, don't do that. We don't do that no more. Y'all ain't talking. Where the real folks at? Y'all know some folks in here right now. If the Holy Ghost had cut your hand. Oh, yes, Bishop. Come on in here. Y'all ain't talking back to me. That's why you got to go through so you can understand how to deal with some situations. There's times when you will have it your way, but because of Jesus, you have learned to take some stuff. He will teach us how to take some stuff that you normally wouldn't take, that you normally wouldn't put up with. When you learn what Jesus does and learn to operate like Jesus, you'll learn to turn the other cheek. Y'all ain't talking back to me. Now I'm still working on that one. So don't try me, honey. Don't try me. I'm still learning that part right there. But you learn by what you go through. You learn that sometimes you got to go through some things. And Jesus gets this. Jesus wants to draw close to us. He wants to get close to us so that he can reveal himself to us. Because we truly don't know Jesus until Jesus shows up. Now, how do I get Jesus to show up and teach me about himself? I have to have a desire to know him. Paul says, I want to know him. Yes. And the power of his resurrection. And the fellowship of his suffering. Yes.